Hello. Hi everybody. Thanks for joining me this afternoon for a little light grammar on a Sunday afternoon. I hope everybody's safe and sound at home, and it's good to see you all. So, my name's Michael Lang. For those that are new to us, I'm with the school AAA English from English, and I'm glad you're here today to watch a small grammar session that I'm going to give. A little ideas on how to cope with prepositions of time. Prepositions of time. Okay, so we'll crack on with the lesson. So, often I hear many Russian students confuse prepositions of time. Often I hear things like in Monday, I will see you in Monday. I'll see you on 2 o'clock. I'll see you at 2010 I went to London. So often it is part of my experience of teaching Russian students that the prepositions of time, especially at, on and in, which are the three main prepositions of time we're looking at today, can be very confusing. Russians, of course, you have vert na, and of course you have rules of when you use vert and na kuchni, for example, not vert kuchnia. Is one of the things that I had to learn when I was here Russian first time. So I think it's a very good area to look at, and I think you might get some benefit today. So for this lesson, though, I'm going to use a piece of paper and some pens. I mean, if you're at home at the moment watching, and you're on your on a tablet or something like that, then you can get yourself a piece of paper and a pen. Then please, by all means, join in the lesson. So the first thing I would do for this exercise is I'm going to draw, take my piece of paper and draw a long line along the bottom, like this. Okay, can you see that? Yeah, I've given myself a gap at the bottom, so it's not right at the bottom here, and I've drawn a long line across the bottom. I'm now going to draw in 45 degrees from here upwards, 45 degrees. So I end up with something like this. Okay, and there's my base area that I want to use. Okay, so I've got a line at the bottom and a line running 45 degrees up the page. Now I'm going to take my whippersnapper, my crocodile mouth, and I'm going to divide it into three parts by adding two lines. So I'm going to add a line here, like that. There we go. And then a bit further up the line, I'm going to draw another one. So I've divided it into sections like this. So I now have three parts. 1, 2, 3. See the lines above and the lines below. Okay, and you can see it's quite clear now. So that's my grid I'm going to use, on which I'm now going to write. Now the first thing I need to think about is the smallest piece of time I use when I talk on a daily basis. I mean, we have seconds, minutes, hours and so on, but it's very rare when you ask somebody the time, what is the time? They'll go, it's 2 seconds past 2 o'clock, or it's 3 seconds past 2 o'clock. No, we don't use seconds for the smallest unit of time when we're talking to each other, but we do use minutes. Yeah, we use minutes. So 5 minutes past 1 o'clock, 10 minutes past, 15 past, quarter past, and so on. We use minutes. So here, in the smallest section, I'm going to write the word minutes. Like that. I'm going to write minutes like that. And then I'm going to write the next largest section. So we have 60 minutes makes an hour. So I'm going to write minutes and then I'm going to write hours here underneath. So I have minutes and hours. That's my first part. My second part of trying to memorize which to use at, on and in during prepositions of time is to think about the next biggest part. And the next biggest part is, of course, after hours we have days. Yes, 24 hours make a day. So I'm going to write days here in the middle part. Days. And of course, along with a day, automatically comes dates. So I'm going to write days and dates. So there we are. We have days and dates there. And finally, we're going to use big time now. Okay, so days, what's the next biggest unit we're going to use? Is, of course, weeks, because 7 days make a week. So in this section here, I'm going to start writing weeks, and then I use weeks. How many weeks in a month? So I'm going to use months. And then I'll take months. 3 months makes a season. So I'm going to make seasons like spring, summer, winter, autumn and winter, of course. And then 4 seasons makes a year. So I'm going to add years. And then, so far I've got weeks, season, months, weeks, months, seasons and years. 10 years, anybody know 10 years? Anybody going to give me it? Decades. Decades is 10 years, decades. Okay. And of course, 10 decades makes a century. So I'm going to write centuries. And then we have bigger time than that. We have ages, like the Middle Ages. Then we have millennia, 1,000 years. And then we have eons. Yep. So we put all the big time here. So what I have now is I have my 3 sectors. And each sector has associated with small time, middle time, and big time. Small time, middle time, big time. So, anybody tell me, days or dates? Is it small time, middle time, or big time? Small time, middle time, or big time? Days and dates obviously is middle time. It's in the middle. Okay. So, minutes, hours, days and dates, weeks, months, seasons, years. Sorry, seasons, years, decades, and centuries. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about my prepositions of time. I have at, I have on, and I have in. So here, where it says minutes and hours, I'm going to draw a little word, and I'm going to draw the word at, but as small as possible. Not nearly too small, so I can't read it, of course. I don't want to do that. But I want to make it just small enough. So I'm going to write it like that. And now I've done my word in green. You can choose any colour you like, as long as the colour is similar. So at. Okay. Then where we have middle time, so small time is at, middle time is on. So I'm going to do a bigger now. I'm going to do on, but this time I'm going to make it a bit bigger than at. Okay, at. Then here I've drawn on. Okay. Now in the big section here, I'm going to draw what word's missing? Anybody? Anybody like to type me in the chat bar? Okay. No? All right. Okay. I'll tell you anyway if you can. It is in. Okay. So we got in here over the big time. So small time is at, middle time is on, and big time is in. Now if you take them all together, at, on, in, and put them together, then we have a word that we can remember, and we call this word in English a mnemonic. And we can remember this mnemonic, atonin. Okay, so I'm going to write it now, and what we do is not only do we remember the word getting larger, atonin, like an explosion, we also can say it to ourselves getting louder. Atonin! Atonin! Oops, sorry, I didn't disturb anybody there and wake anybody up. So we're going to write at, on, in. And as you can see, the word gets bigger. And as it gets bigger and louder, the time gets bigger and louder. At, on, in! So that's a useful way of remembering the word that can remind you when to use at, when to use on, when to use in. Little time, middle time, big time. Little time, middle time, big time. At, on, in! Now, the thing about English, unfortunately, it has exceptions. I'm sorry about this, but we have to look at the exceptions because that will actually normally distinguish between whether you've understood the grammar or not. And often the exceptions to the rule can cause problems. So the first exception we're going to look at is festivals. Now, what are festivals? Well, festivals are times of the year where we celebrate together. And of course, we have Easter coming up on us very soon. Then we have Christmas, a very important festival for all UK and other around the world, for Christians around the world. We also have New Year, a very important festival in Russia. Now, at a festival, though, is it little time, middle time, or big time? Now, most people would say, well, a festival goes on for several days, Michael. So it's either going to be days, but it's more than one day, so maybe it's big time. It should be in Christmas, in New Year, in Easter. Sorry, guys, unfortunately it's not. It's an exception, and it's at. Actually, in fact, if you're American, you'll say on, but you'll never say in. But British people say at. So we're going to write here, under the little time at, we're going to write exception in a different colour, and we're going to write at, let's take Easter, at Easter. Okay, at Easter. Also, another one, we might say at New Year. Yeah, New Year. And at Christmas. Let me write that down. So here we go. We can see here our exceptions at Easter, at New Year, at Christmas here. That's one exception. Another exception that we have is when we talk about times of the day, the morning, the afternoon, the evening. And we don't, so of course you might think, well, hang on a minute, it's less than a day, Michael. So surely it should be on the afternoon, on the morning, on the evening. Sorry, guys. Oops. It's another exception. We wouldn't put it there. We're going to put it here. We put in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. So I'm just going to write in the evening here for brevity. I won't write all of them, but that'll give you an example of, oh no, I'll write them all, shall I? In the evening, in the afternoon, and in the morning. Okay, so this goes here on this side. Under big time, we have the exception in the morning. Oh, let's have that. In the afternoon, in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, in the morning. We have it on this side. Okay, that's another exception. Now, what other exceptions do we have? Are there any more? What about night, Michael? Night, yeah. Do we say in night? Do we say it on night? Well, technically, you would say it's big time, Michael. It's bigger than... No, it's not quite a day, Michael, so it should be on night. But we don't. At night. So it's an exception to an exception. Because we don't put it here, we don't say in night, and we don't put it on night. We stick it down here with at night. I don't know, maybe because everybody's together at night. Maybe we think it's a festival. Who knows? But we'll stick it here at night. I don't know the etymology why it came that way, but that's what we'll do. We'll stick it at night down here under our exception. So we have two parts now to our grid. We've got at, on, in here, and also we have our exceptions. There's one more area I want to point out to you, and that's when we're talking about time like today, tomorrow, or yesterday. Okay, do we say at yesterday? Do we say on yesterday? Do we say in yesterday? Well, in actual fact, we don't say anything. We don't add a preposition to yesterday, today, or tomorrow. And the reason being is because they are actually adverbial. So we don't have to use a preposition. They're already talking about when it's going to happen. It's like in Russian, you don't say v сегодня. I don't think anybody said that to me since I've been here, v сегодня. We just say сегодня. And in English, we say the same, today. We don't say on today. So what we're going to do here is completely outside the grid, at the top here, we're going to write the words or the phrases we never use with a preposition. So we have, let's start with yesterday. And I'm making this pink so it stands out. And of course, today. And we have tomorrow. I wonder what I'll be doing tomorrow. What will you be doing tomorrow? What shall I have for breakfast? Okay, so yesterday, today, and tomorrow. They don't take any prepositions, so they come outside the grid. Okay. We also have other exceptions. For example, if I'm going to talk about last week, then do I use a preposition? No, again. When we have two words together with a time reference, we very rarely say on last week. We'll say last week, just last week. We don't need to add a preposition. Last week. And what about next? Again, next year. We don't say on next year. Again, it doesn't take a preposition. Next year. Okay. So here we have outside, completely outside our grid, yesterday, today, tomorrow, last, and next. And none of these types of sayings take a preposition. We don't say on last week. We just say last week. If you want to remember it, some ways to remember when you use a preposition, there's two words. So on Monday, in 2010, in July, on the 25th of December. Yeah, we're having two parts to the phrase. And likewise, when it's last or next, then of course we already have two words. We don't need a third word. So we don't need to have a preposition. So that is really in a nutshell. That's it. Simple. Yeah. If you remember, on in, yeah, getting louder, getting bigger. Then we have at for little time, on for mid time, and in for big time. In is big time. Okay. So what I want to do now is I'm going to try to show you something that I set up earlier. Like Blue Peter, I'm trying to show you something on the computer. I'm going to turn my phone around and show the screen of my monitor. If you are working from home and not on a phone, then maybe you can go to this web address, www.quizzes.com, and join. So www.quizzes.com, join. Okay, and there'll be a game there that we can play together, which I'm going to show you on my screen. If you can't join, don't worry, because at the end of the Instagram live feed, you can actually there'll be the link that you can go to. I'm actually going to set it for homework. Okay, so you can actually go to the link, use the code that I will give you, and you can then try this exercise out yourself and try out to see if you can remember at on in. So let me take my phone and turn round my there we go. Oops. Okay, so here we are. We're in quizzes. Okay, here is the quizzes. Okay, and we want to go to okay, up here, www.quizzes.join. You can see that I've done www.quizzes.join. Okay. And then you should see a screen like this. Okay, and here will I ask you for the code. Okay, I will have set up the code already. So let's go back here. So let's set up the code. Okay, play live. Okay, let's see if you can follow me on this one. Okay, and I'm going to host the game, and soon will come up the code. And there is the code, 860786. If you can't remember where to go to, then you can go here. joinmyquiz.com, put that in your browser bar, there, joinmyquiz.com, and then enter the code, 860786. Okay, and so I'm going back to join a game, and I'm going to put the code in here at the top. And there it is, 860786. Okay, now I'm going to press Russian Prissoedinitsa. Okay, and now we're ready to play the game. Okay, I then put my name in. So let's put my name is Mickey. 1 second. Mickey, there I am, there, okay. And I'm going to press Nacha Igru, and you'll see that I start to appear. Okay. Mickey, there's a Mike already here. Okay, somebody else has joined me already. Mike. Anybody else going to join me on the quizzes? Okay. Oh, we got an Artyom. Okay, Artyom's here. Anybody else? Well, this is exciting. People are joining us. So, Maria's here. Anybody else? CC, welcome CC to the game. Okay, anybody else going to join us? Okay, if you can't join us, don't worry. As I say, the lesson and the German. Hello, German, or the German. Obviously, nice to see you. We'll give it a couple of more minutes. No, I won't give it 2 minutes because you know, we can watch. Be interesting to see anybody else join. Julia, hello Julia. Reviakina, Arina's here. Thank you, Arina, for joining the game. Okay. Anybody else going to join? We'll get to at least 10 players and then we'll start. So I'm looking forward to everybody joining who can. Okay, anybody join? Doesn't matter what language, what nationality you are. Come and join us. Join the game. Bit of fun. Okay. If we're ready to play, okay, I'll give it another 10 seconds and then I'll start the game. Okay, so if you want to find out more information about the school and about the online lessons that we often use games in our lessons, then you can go to www.aaenglish.ru www.aaenglish.ru. Okay, so we got another person joining us, and Margot's here. Hello, Margot. Pleased to meet you. And another person is joining us. Okay, Artemi Garyachev. Okay. Okay. Any more? Okay, I said I'll get to 10 and I'll start the game. I need one more player. Come on, join us. Who's going to join us if you can? Obviously, if you're on your phone or your tablet, it's difficult because there we go. Okay, we've got our 10th person in. Oh, we've got more now. We've got 11. Okay, I'm going to have to start the game. So I'm going back to my waiting. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Let's start the game then, guys. Okay, for those that don't know the game, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let me just end that there. Okay. So, here's the question, guys. We often go on holiday, blank summer. So, is it at summer, on summer, in summer, or no preposition? What are we going to say? We often go on holiday, at summer, on summer, or in summer. Okay, what do we say? What is it? Is it little time, mid time, or big time? It's on in summer, so it's big time, isn't it? So it's surely by my rules that I've shown you today, it's got to be in. Let's see if that's right, and it is indeed. It is correct. Okay, good. And we'll actually see here how we're doing for the time. Okay, we move up to 8th place. Okay, next one. Here's the question. I saw one of my favourite, there's Brenda Song and there's Brenda Lee. So I saw one of my favourite Brendas last week. Now, do we say at last week, on last week, in last week, or no preposition? What are we going to do? Remember, I said to you that when there's 2 words normally in the sentence for time, we won't add a third one. So we're going to do no preposition. Okay, good. No preposition. How are we doing there? So all with 10th place. Dear me. Well, that's because we're taking time. Here we go. Next one. Peppa Pig's one of my favourite cartoon characters of all time. Do you want to go to the cinema? So what are we going to say? It's the weekend. The weekend. So at the weekend, on the weekend, in the weekend, or no preposition. Here we go. That's my fault as a teacher. Let me come around again, okay? 1 second, guys, okay? Is it in the weekend or at the weekend? Well, I should have told you that. I was pausing it here. Hang on a second. Okay. That it is, a weekend is an exception. So we want to stick it down here at the weekend. Okay. American English on the weekend. But British English is at the weekend. So at the weekend. Okay. Weekend. So we're going to stick it there, on there, and we're going to try Okay, at the weekend. Let's go back again. At the weekend. So let's have a look. At the weekend. There we go. Good. I don't think we're doing very well in the game. It's mainly because I've been waffling, taking time. There we go. Okay, we're still on 11th place. Okay, now next one. James isn't here. The moment. The moment. Now, is moment little time, mid time, or big time? At is the moment. Little time, at, middle time, on, in, or no preposition. It is indeed at the moment. Okay, so there we go. We're going to go at the moment. Good. And we got ourselves a power up. Woohoo! Okay, let's see who we can double our points, move us up. Okay, we're on 11th place. Okay, number 5. Are you coming Tuesday morning? Now, is it at Tuesday morning, on Tuesday morning, or in Tuesday morning, or no preposition? Of course, it is. It's a day. Yeah, it's a day. So it's on Tuesday morning. Okay, but we've not. I've clicked on, but it's not happening. That's because there's an exception in English. Another exception. When we're talking about days, often we want to use a preposition. Are you coming Tuesday morning is what we normally say. So we can also use no preposition with this. On or no preposition. And we can see that's given us a nice result. Let's move on. Okay, we're still on 10th place though in the game. See you next Friday. So see you at, on, in, or no preposition. Remember, next Friday, okay, when we use next, we don't use a preposition. So we're going to click on no preposition. Okay, good. Now I'm going to speed up a bit more, guys. If you want to do this game another time, then do it yourself. The film starts 7:30. So it's time, it's a time, it's a minutes and hours. So it's going to be at 7:30. Okay. What's next then? Who are next in our question? Okay, we're now on 9th place. We're catching up. The factory was opened. There's our favourite president there. The factory was opened. Well, we got a big time. We got 2016. At, on, or in. So it's got to be in 2016. It's big time in 2016. Okay. And we have a 50-50. Okay, that's if we want to have a problem, we can use 50-50. Okay, Valentino, I think is first. We live, so at the 21st century, on or in. The 21st century, is that big time, little time, or mid time? It's big time. So we're in the 21st century. Good. Okay, let's move on. Okay, Naomi's birthday. There was Naomi Campbell. Her birthday next month on the 22nd of May. So on, again, it's a day or a date. So we've got to use on. Okay, good. Where are we next? So who's listening? Valentine, we're moving up now. We're in 7th place. Sally met her boyfriend. There we are, Harry. Met her boyfriend Sally last summer. Again, remember I said when we have two words together like last, next, then we don't use a preposition. Okay. Good. Well done. Power up. Power up. Power up. Power up. Power up. Power up. And we got another power up. Okay. We got time freeze. I didn't think we were going to be using these today. Okay. Next one. Okay, next question. We do not, thank you. Okay, we have lunch midday. So midday is going to be, it's like a time. It's like an hour. Midday is an hour. So it's at midday. At midday, okay, because it's minutes and hours. Midday is 12 o'clock. So instead of saying midday, you say 12 o'clock. So of course, then we use at midday. They're coming, okay, they're coming, is it the afternoon? At the afternoon, on the afternoon, or in the afternoon. As we said earlier, exception to exception is in the afternoon. Okay. How many got? We've got 2 more questions to go. 2 more questions, and we're on 3rd place. His friends got married. Okay, New Year's Eve. Remember, it's our festival. So at New Year's Eve, on New Year's Eve, in New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is a day. So what are we going to say? On New Year's Eve. On New Year's Eve, because it is a day. Although it's a festival, we use it as a day. And for more help, you can find out more information about prepositions of time and more exercises by going to the British Council Preposition of Time. You can also come to our website, www.aaenglish.ru, to find out more. And shall we write a quick comment here? So I'm going to write a quick comment here. So thank you all for watching. Oh, where's it gone? For watching. It's not easy when you've got a phone in the hand. Okay, normally I'd use both hands. Thank you all for watching. Let's send that. Okay, that's us finished. Let's see who we are. We became second place. Okay, so let's go back here, and in the winner was Ekaterina. Ekaterina, any more finished? There's still got some people to finish. Darius still going. Okay, let's turn the music back on. Okay, so German's coming up. I'm not going to end it yet. I'm going to let it run till the end. And while it's running, just talk about some other things we do at school. We also have some social. We used to have, obviously at the moment it's difficult because of the current climate, but we have social events for the school when the students would meet up with the teachers outside classroom, and we'd have the chance to socialise together and talk about just normal life, basically, in English. Remember, none of the teaching staff can speak Russian to any large degree, so it means that students have the chance to speak in English with the teachers outside the classroom, not just in lessons. So that's something we run for the school. And as we move, if we keep going further on into the quarantine with the current crisis, then we're probably going to think about setting up some online events using Zoom to enable people to join us and have a fun time, more than just lessons. Okay, so we still have some people taking part in the game. Okay, I'm going to let the game run, guys. I'm going to let the game run, guys, because I think my half an hour is up. Yeah, we're up, and I don't want to take any more of your time who's taking part in the game, and so you can carry on playing the game. I'll let the game run till everybody who's taking part is finished. The game also will be sent as a homework task, so people can have a trial of the game outside. And that's me for today. I'm done. Remember what we looked at today? Atoning. A quick, easy way to remember when to use at, when to use on, when to use in. And thanks for coming. Keep watching for our Instagram page, because we'll be doing more lessons as we go through the next few months. And so watch out for the timetable, what the next lesson will be and who the teacher will be next lesson. Thanks for coming. Thanks for attending. I hope you've had a good time, and have a great afternoon. Remember, be safe, be healthy, and stay in. Bye-bye.